It's your boy Girl here, back with another video, and today I got a special video for you guys, man. Today we're back with a Tournament Power Season 88 best team, guys. You guys know that every time there's a new Tournament Power, I always make these type of videos. They always change up the tiers and stuff, so that's why I always make these type of videos, because there's different teams that goes crazier than other ones compared to the seasons and the tier boost that their characters and units are on. So I'm gonna show you guys some of the best teams for here, just to easily get yourself that 1.5k CCs. Also, when it comes to Tournament Power, please focus on one team. Invest into your team. I'm gonna keep saying it every single time on the intro part. Literally, Z-power your units to 14 stars. Try to get the highest stats as possible. You know, I would say any character that's under 7 stars, I will kind of not really try to use them, because it's all about stats. It's all about stats in Tournament Power. So getting your characters a Zenkai 7 if they're a Zenkai unit, getting their arch boost maxed helps with stats for Tournament Power. Getting their friendship level to 10, getting their Tournament of Power equipments from the rare metal exchange shop helps with base stats and like attack and defense and health. That helps out a ton, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it there. And really just focus on one team and try to devote your resources on that team. Now, if you guys are rocking regen and there's characters that I use that keeps dying for you, then use a different character, right? This type of regen team helps me out. I don't really have no issues with it. But if, like, say there's a character that I use that you don't like, then use a character that helps you with your team, and maybe a certain unit doesn't die compared to another one, and use that unit for your variation of the team. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys multiple teams. No face cam, because it just takes a lot of gigabytes and stuff, and sometimes it delays the upload of these videos. So I'm gonna cut it up. I'm not gonna really do no raw footage, so I'm not out here just or dead spaces. I'm gonna cut it up and have the teams ready for you, and then I'll be able to explain like some of the good replacements, all that good stuff. So let's hop in with the first team, and it's always gonna be regen. First team we got is regen. Regen, you guys know that they always switch up their S and tiers and all that good stuff. So this is my setup that I'm gonna be rocking for this season. I always like to try to get at least 3 S tiers, pretty much 2 to 3 S tier characters on the team. So based off the S tiers that I'm seeing from regen, I really feel like these 3 are the best ones here that I personally like. You guys know I rock yellow EX Piccolo a lot. If you guys don't like him, you guys can switch him out for any other strong yellow regen unit. You could just have just one yellow as just being LF Piccolo, and then maybe you want to have double purples or double reds, for example. You could do that. But I like having yellow EX. He's always usually in the S and Z tier, so I always keep him here. And then for the blues, we rocked this metal cooler, I believe 2 seasons ago, and he actually performed pretty well. So the fact that he's in S tier, I'm going to use him as well, which is really nice. And then we also have the Zenkai metal cooler. Zenkai metal cooler, he heals himself by 2% each turn. The only thing that sucks is that in the first turn, that's when he starts getting his damage and everything. But the fact that he has high key restore speed, he's probably going to be one of our fastest characters. If you guys don't know about key restore speed, it helps in terms of who attacks first. So he's one of the fastest characters on our team, so he's usually going to attack first, him and Super Baby 2 and all that good stuff there. So those are the S tier characters. Super Baby 2 is irreplaceable for regen. He just provides so much healing for the team. Fat Boo, I used to say Fat Boo was irreplaceable, but you can definitely take him out if you want. If you want to just pick another green regen character, you guys can. But me personally, I like Fat Boo, because just in case he dies, I could always put him in the middle and heal up. So I mean, I still would keep him and as irreplaceable in my opinion, but some people can take him out. To each their own. I also have green DKP as my main green here. I just really like him. I think he's the best green regen character in terms of his tier placements. He uses are in the A and the S tier, so I feel like he's the best green in terms of the A and S tier spots. After that, I'll probably say First Form Cell. Not really the biggest fan of this Zenkai OG Piccolo. He did okay, but I rather prefer the green First Form Cell or this green DKP here. In terms of the yellow, I always rock yellow LF Piccolo, just blast base and everything like that. High stats, you guys can use Zenkai Cell, you guys can use the Zenkai free to play perfect form cell as well. In terms of the purple, I do have Super Boo as my free to play purple. You could definitely take him out, and if you don't have him, free to play Red Ribbon Army Piccolo is amazing, and then you also have Purple 21 here for the HP buffer. You also have this guy, but I know a lot of you guys not going to have him, but if you guys do, he's also really good. He gives support to the team and stuff, and I believe he heals every time he gets hit by 2%, or is it right just each turn? Yeah, no, when he transforms he heals. So the only thing that sucks about him, he's strike based. But in terms of the reds, if you guys don't have a red metal cooler, you guys could definitely switch him out for red Boo Tanks, red PJ here. I know a lot of you guys don't have him. Red Boo Tanks, not Boo Tanks, but red Buhan is really good. Just a blast base, high key recovery. You also have red free to play 21 in terms of blast base, and you also have them, but a lot of you guys probably not going to have them. So in terms of red blast base units, you can definitely use them. If you guys don't have free to play metal cooler, which I expect you guys should have him because he's free to play, you guys can switch him out with EX Omega if you have Omega at like 7 stars or higher. This Majin Buu or Evil Buu is really good. I actually tried him out. He actually performed really well. So I definitely do like those two characters. And then if not, you guys can go to the B tier and get Boo Tanks. Boo Tanks has a really powerful blue card in the first turn, so he's able to really kill characters pretty quickly. In terms of the greens, like I said, I already talked about the greens there. You could use 21 or the green, this green Baby Trunks if you just need another green. And that's pretty much all the colors there. Yellow, I kind of talked about. Zenkai Cell, you have the free to play Perfect Cell here. You also have this first form cell as well. More on the blast based side of things. So that's pretty much it with the Regen squad. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, for this second team I want to talk about is definitely going to be androids. Androids, what makes them pretty good is that their Z and S tier characters are actually pretty good. I would say the top two ones for getting like the Z's and S tiers will be the Zenkai second form cell, and then you also have the Cell Junior here. The Cell Junior is actually pretty cracked. The fact that he's in Z tier and he can heal himself by 3%. He has high blast damage, high key recovery. Really nice for an EX character. And if you do have them, definitely use them. And if you do have the Zenkai 7 blue second form cell, you guys can use. Now replacements for them is you can guys go to the S tier and rock the Zenkai Android 17 here, and then you guys can rock the Android 13. Now the thing is, they're more of a strike base. If you replacing them, I'm trying to build like an Android's blast base. I think the blast base side of Androids is better than strike base in my opinion. But if you guys do want to add them as your like S tiers, you guys can do that. Just know that they're more on the strike side of things instead of the blast base where the Cell Junior and the second form cell is. So that could be really your only option in terms of replacements as your backups. But in terms of the main team, blue MVP 17 in my opinion is just like is really the super baby 2 for the team. He doesn't really heal nobody, but he gives great support. And I just feel like he's really the anchor of this team. Next, in terms of the greens, I do like, let's actually go to the A tier spot. I do like Gamma 1. Gamma 1 has a really high key recovery. He's probably one of the fastest, not one of the fastest base, but the fact that he has 140 key recovery, it probably does increase his key restore speed by a lot. He has high damage, high key reduction of damage too, which is really nice. And he also gives some type of debuffs, which is, you can never go wrong with that. I really do like him as my green blast base for androids. If you don't have him at high stars, I would probably say a good alternative for a character that's green in the A tier is definitely the first form cell. He gives debuffs per turn to the enemies, which is nice, and he also heals himself by 10%. Like, that's pretty insane. He has great debuffs against the enemies, and he has great survivability. So if you don't have him, I'll definitely rock the green first form cell. And if you don't have them, I would say Zenkai 21 or even Magenta is really good. They're in the B tier spot. I just didn't want to have too many characters in the B tier, but he heals his allies by 1% and gives damage inflicted buffs, so that's really cool. But Green 21 also has a thing where she can do the solar flare and actually do some good damage as well. So That's really pretty much for the greens there. In terms of the yellow, I do like having this first form cell. He has really low key restore speed, but the fact that he gives androids base health really helps in terms of survivability and defense. Then you guys see here, like, he gives his allies damage inflicted buffs, and then at the end of third turn he heals his allies by 3%. All androids, which is really nice. So he's a Zenkai character, EX, so he has some good stats. He provides the team HP. He gives them damage inflicted buffs, and he heals the team. Like, that's amazing. That's amazing. I definitely like adding him in there. I really don't think you should replace him. I think he's a stable, just like Blue 17 on this team. So that's kind of like my two characters that I personally don't think you can really trade them off for. In terms of the yellow, I do like the free-to-play 18. She gives HP, not HP to the team, but she gives support buffs to the team, and I believe she actually heals her allies if she has like 4 androids or event exclusive Majin Buu Saga, but she's on a full androids team, which is nice. So she gives support buffs. She heals the team. You can't really go wrong with that. If you want to replace her, I definitely will put the free-to-play perfect form cell. He's actually a really good replacement, and if you don't have them, try to keep it blast based, but you guys can definitely go with the Zenkai cell. He heals himself. He has high Zenkai stats and everything, but he's just more on the strike based side of things. So those are really like the best yellows in terms of that. Now in terms of purple, I think purple is probably the color that Android's probably lacking the most. Me personally, I'll probably just stick with the purple 17. He gives great debuffs to the team, and he also gives some support, the damage inflicted buffs to his allies based off like where he's positioned on the field. So I keep on the left side, so the yellow 18, Gamma 1, and the tag droids will get the buff. Excuse me. In terms of the other purples, I'm not really the biggest fan of this OG Zenkai one. I think he's okay, but I personally think I would rather rock the GT 17. If you don't have him, you can always go purple 17, well, not purple 17, but purple 21 or the LF cell. Or you can go to the C tier and get the old one, but I already have 2 C tiers. I don't want to have 3, so I decided to pick the purple 17. Now, if you don't have if you don't have purple 17, you want to rock LF cell, you can. Just make sure you switch out and try to get a better red blast base. So, say for example, you have LF perfect form cell, like he's your best one. You can do this and then replace the tag droids and then go to the B tier and then add in red 21. So you have a B tier and a C tier. You don't have 3 C tiers. You could definitely go with that mix. Me personally, I'm gonna go with this one here. I like having the tag droids in there. They have just great survivability in terms of healing themselves. But if you want a character that does a lot of debuffs to the enemies, then you can go with Super 17 round. You guys see here, I believe it's up on top. He gives debuffs to the enemies, 10 damage inflicted and low key recovery every time you land the blast card on the enemy, which is really good. So if you want someone that's a little bit more selfish but heals himself, you can go with the tag droids. But someone that has a little bit of support for the team in terms of debuffs to the enemies, then you go with Super 17. I just have a higher star tag droids, so that's why I'm rocking them. Yeah, so that's pretty much it there with the androids team. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, and for the movie strike base team, we have this setup here. This setup is really catered around Thouser and Cooler. Thouser is actually a really valuable, I think he's actually Z tier. He's a very valuable Z tier movies character, and the reason why we added these 2 coolers, or try to add as many coolers as possible, is because he's the cooler glazer. Like literally, if you read his kit, if he's paired with cooler in range, he gets 15 strike, extra key recovery. If there's an allied cooler, like he gets 70 damage, 30. He gets all this. He has to have a cooler remaining. If he doesn't have a cooler remaining, he does not get none of these. So that's why I rock the red cooler and that blue EX cooler, is because he's not going to get none of these if there's no coolers on the team. And in the first action, he gets extra strike damage and all that stuff. So if he does not have a cooler, he is absolutely nothing. His whole kit is based around cooler. So if he does not have no cooler, he literally does not get this, and he does not get this. He only gets this. So that's why we have coolers on here. Now for the S tier, we do have this blue cooler. This blue cooler is actually really good. Like high damage, decent key recovery. He face Saiyans, he gets extra stuff like special gauge and all that good stuff there. Can't really go wrong. Really viable S tier movies character. If you don't have this cooler, you could definitely replace them with Gokua. if you want to. Goku is a really solid, really valuable S tier character because he gives HP for movies, right? I mean, health, transform, really viable character. So this is more of a strike base. You can definitely switch them out, or you can actually add Cooler in. I mean, not Cooler, but Goku here as your double blue if you want, instead of Beast Gohan. But I kind of just want a little bit more offensive on the team. So you could definitely replace the Cooler and have Goku, but make sure you have a Cooler on the team. So make sure you at least have Red Cooler. Red Cooler is one of those characters where 4,000 for him to really be viable. He's irreplaceable. So in terms of that, yeah, that's really the blues there. You got Beast. You can switch them out with Goku. Another decent blue. I mean, you have Android 13. If you don't have Goku, you can switch them out there. He's a really solid strike base. Movies blue. This guy's blast base. I'm not going to add him in there. In terms of the purple, you can go with either. See, I went with the Red Ribbon Army Piccolo. He just gives. I mean, he's really good, bro. Like, he gives support to his allies. He heals his allies in range. He debuffs the enemies and stuff. He does it all. He does it all. You can't even go wrong. Like, if he's full sagas from the movie, he's getting his allies actually pretty much 20 damage inflicted. Start of turn and then the end of turn. Like, that's really valuable. That's really valuable. He heals his allies too. He's healing 4 allies. He's giving more wealth for 4 of his allies. I really like him as my purple. But if you want someone that's better than him, he's a free to play. You guys can go with like Super Saiyan Blue, tag Goku Vegeta. You guys can go with any of these C tier characters. If anything, I'd really try to keep it on the B tier because I already have 2 C tier characters. If you guys do have the new Transforming Garlic Jr., you guys can definitely rock him as well. But I do like the Red Ribbon Army Piccolo. He's free. So I hope you guys have him. He's a free character. And there's actually a little thing for free to play, little event thing with the Goku, with the Super Saiyan 2, Gohan, and the Bojack. Play that event and you can get a lot of those free to play event units that you're missing out on. So I'm adding Piccolo on the team. Next, in terms of the yellow, I didn't want to go to the Z tier, I mean the C tiers and stuff, so I actually picked with Yellow Tapion. He's actually pretty solid, and if anyone that's below him, he actually heals their health and gives extra strength, damage inflicted buffs, and then also got a can attack thing. So I gave that for the Trunks. I wanted a offensive strike attack green unit. I think he's kind of like really one of the better ones. All the other green movies characters are really blast based, so it's either like him or like Green Metal Cooler. But other than that, like, there isn't really no like eye-catching green movie strike-based character. A lot of the best ones are blast-based. Not really the biggest fan of this Broly, so I'd rather just have the Trunks. But if you don't have the Trunks at high stars, and he's like last, I'd rather have maybe Green Metal Cooler might be second. But I definitely would add him in there. Then after that, we got Fat Gotenks. Well, Fat Gotenks, I mean, he gives great support buffs. Like you guys see here, he does all this in range. He actually gives his allies 10 damage inflicted, so that's more damage for the team as well. So I really feel like one of my C tier characters, I definitely want to put Fat Gotenks in there, really viable. And then as my other blue, I wanted a better offensive blue character, so I add in Beast Gohan. Beast Gohan, yeah, like he's just ridiculous, bro. He's absolutely ridiculous. You can't go wrong with him. And he actually get an ultimate card as well. Like, I'd rather have him as my C tier. So Fat Gotenks and Beast are mine. You could have a setup where if you're not really rocking Bowser, I don't really know what other character that kind of stands out in my opinion. Maybe you go like double blue. Maybe you take him out. You can go double blue here. Maybe take Beast out. And I believe that the new, the new Tapion is actually pretty solid. He's actually really good. He has to give some good support buffs to Trunks, so maybe you could build like a setup where there's multiple Trunks on the team. Here he actually he's going to make that Trunks a little bit stronger, and then we can probably go down here and let's go to the C tier spot and then maybe get like a better green. You can go like Dragon Fist, or you can go with a better red, maybe Red Beast Gohan. Maybe you go that route in terms of not rocking the Thouser, so you can go with this setup like that as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. If you don't have Thouser, you can go double blues here and then do that. Maybe take out, maybe maybe take out Tapion or somebody, right, and then do a setup like that. So that's pretty much it there. Let's hop into the next team. All right, so for the next team, we're going to have blast-based LOE. Now, I'm gonna see if I can build a strike-based team, but this is more of a blast-based LOE team. In terms of your like S and Z tier characters, this EX Final Form Freeze is actually pretty good, bro. Like the more allies he has, the more damage he does, which is a good thing, because there's some characters where it's the opposite, where it's like they have 30 damage inflicted when there's 6 allies, but then where there's like 4 or less, they get 80. But for the most part, we want survivability. So the fact that he's peaked out when you have your full allies is a really great thing. He gets up to 100 damage inflicted if he doesn't lose his buff effect right here. And then, you know, nice attack, nice stats here for an EX character. He's a Z tier. He's literally a Z tier. So if you guys have him, definitely rock him. And then as my other S tier, I actually have 2. I have red metal cooler here, and I also have blue metal cooler. So you have a Z tier, and then you have 2 S tiers. So the amount of points that you should have on this LOE squad if you build this team is really good. I personally think that the EX Final Form Frieza is a character that you should have. Like if you main LOE, you're gonna have him at high stars, and then blue metal cooler for sure. Now in terms of the replacements, if you don't have the Zenkai 7 metal cooler, like if you don't have him at Zenkai 7, a really good red to replace is actually this DBS Frieza. I think he's actually better than the cooler. It's just that this guy's at the higher S tiers, you know, higher tier points wise, but overall he's a better character. He has an ultimate card. He has a can attack thing as well, so I think he's overall a better red, but he's just a higher tier. He heals himself, so you can't go wrong with that. So if you don't have him, definitely use him for sure. Now in terms of the yellow, in terms of my irreplaceable characters, Golden Frieza is crack, bro. This guy gets a guaranteed blue card at the start of the turn, bro. I mean, he has an ultimate card as well. Like, that's pretty insane. And then depending on how much gauge he gets, he could actually get 2 blue cards in one battle, which is pretty nuts. So he's irreplaceable. He's ridiculous, bro. He's ridiculous. And then in terms of my blue, I know how like the blue revival Frieza, he just gives support to the team and he heals the allies in range to like the left and right of him, so that's really good. And then in terms of the purples here, I like the chilled. He gives HP and he gives support buff, so I would say chilled and that yellow angel Frieza are like the 2 irreplaceables, right? Like HP, and then he gives debuffs, I'm not debuffs, but support buffs for his allies, and then he gives debuffs as well. If he's paired up with LOE members, he just gives a lot to the team. Since this purple Frieza here is in the B tier, I decided to add him in there just because he's going to Zenkai buff. I don't think he Zenkai buffs to Chilled, but he's going to get double Zenkai buff from him and Chilled. And then he also gives support buffs to his allies as well on the left and right of him. You guys see there. And also key recovery and all that good stuff. Like, it's really nice. Really nice. He also has a can attack turn as well. And I believe he has an ultimate card, right? Yep, he has an ultimate card as well. So that's pretty nuts. In terms of the green, I go with if you want another purple, you could do Golden Frieza. You could definitely do Goku Frieza, but like I said, I want to go with more of a blast based setup. And if you don't have this Frieza, you could go with Mecha Frieza. That's pretty much the other good purple option range for LOE is this purple Frieza. He's not bad, it's just that I'd rather just use the Zenkai LF Frieza because he's just getting double Zenkai buff support and all that good stuff there. But you guys could definitely rock the Mecha Frieza if you guys don't have that LF Frieza at high stars. In terms of the green, this Zenkai cooler is actually pretty nuts, bro. He heals himself by 2%. He has great blast damage. He also has ways of doing bleeds and can't attack. Like, there's so many of these characters that has like the can't attack thing and all the debuffs that they do. So he's, in my opinion, the best green blast based LOE. Now there's really some good replacements for him in terms of the green. You also have like this final form cooler, really good here. High damage inflicted buffs, decent key recovery there. He also gives allies and range a little bit of some damage inflicted buffs to weight, depending on where you position him. Every time he lands a blast card, he heals himself. He also gives debuffs to the enemy before he receives an attack there. So he's not a bad character. Not a bad character. Green range. And if you don't have them, I'll definitely add in Angel Golden Frieza. Like high key recovery. He heals every time he lands a blast and damage inflicted buffs there. He also has some type of debuffs in a sense with like extreme bleed and heavy bleed. And you also have the Zenkai Golden Frieza here. He's, you know, someone that does high damage and stuff as well. He also has an ultimate card. Does this Frieza have the ultimate card as well? No, he just only has the blue card. But lots of good green options. Like I said, in terms of the yellow, really you want to keep this guy. If you have him, like, use him, right? He's kind of like Super Baby 2. Like he just the fact that he has that guaranteed blue card, he can get up to 2 maybe, depending on the situation of the battle and stuff. Yeah, in terms of the reds, the blues, like I said, I feel like there isn't no really good replacements for this Frieza. Just the healing and all that good stuff. And there isn't any other blues blast base besides that metal cooler for real. In terms of the blast base LOE squad. So I'll keep this setup here. Like I said, you can replace this guy, you can replace this guy, and then you can definitely replace this guy for sure. And let's hop into the next team. Alright, next team I got is like a strike base hybrid team. I kind of cooked up like 2 types of variants in a sense. And let me try to break this down. So one variant is basically this one here. In terms of your S and Z tier, you have this green Trunks, not bad. He transformed at the start of second turn, so he has decent damage and key recovery and stuff, and not bad for a Z tier character in my opinion. And then in terms of your other S tier, I put in the purple Trunks. If you guys do have this purple Trunk, he's actually pretty rare to have, and like I said, I'm trying to build more of a strike based one. So if you do have him, he's pretty good, right? Like he has good damage, good reduction damage as well. You can't really go wrong with this guy. When he pops the green card, he gets extra special move and special ultimate damage. He also has an ultimate card, which is really good there. Really solid character if you guys do have him. So if you guys have him at like the 7 stars or higher, I would say definitely use him. In terms of another good S tier character, I would probably say this Trunks, this free to play one. He's more of, wants to be ran more with the future kind of variant in the sense. You see here future event exclusive in Vegeta Clan. But he's not bad as well. He's not bad if you want another blue. So maybe if you don't have, if you want to rock him, you could. But right now, I think I'm gonna rock this Trunks. His Z ability, double offense, while this guy is double defense, and he doesn't buff hybrids. So I rock them as my 2 like high tier boost characters. In terms of my C tier, I kept it with Bulla Vegeta. I mean, healing and support, can't really go wrong with that, right? Like healing and support, allies in range, nice survivability there. And then Blue Beast is just he's just a dog, man. He's just a dog. So I'm using them as my 2 C tier characters. And then in terms of the other characters, now in terms of the A tier, I added the tag Gohan and Trunks. The fact that they are able to tag switch and stuff, how high damage it gives, support damage to his allies in range. So me personally, I probably put them up here. You could actually put them in the middle so they support the people to the bottom of them. Let me actually put them right there. And then you also have, in terms of another green, if you want to replace them, you could definitely rock this green Trunks as a strike based green. In terms of the S tier spots, I'm not really the biggest fan of this Super Trunks here. So either the green Trunks, that's pretty much your best bet. Strike base, I'm not really the biggest fan of this guy. I mean, he can get it done, but I definitely do like to have this guy. If you have him at 7 stars or higher, I definitely would use him. Best replacement will probably be this green Trunks, and then maybe this green Super Saiyan Gohan here. Would probably be the top 3 greens in a sense. He kind of wants to be more off the hybrids, Sun Sim and Cell Saga, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good in terms of your 2 greens. Your yellow options, you have a decent amount of yellow options. The reason why I went with this Goten here is when he transforms second turn, he gets a guaranteed blue card, and he also heals himself by 10% and damage inflicted buffs. Really nice. Really nice there. And then he also support the people to the top left and right. So Beast is also getting some type of support. And it was named Bulla Vegeta. And in terms of my red, see, you could go with Red Beast. You could go with 3 C tier characters if you want. I personally didn't want to do 3 C tiers, so I kind of stuck by and rocked this Trunks and Mai. They don't buff the hybrids team, but they heal themselves by 5% at the start of second turn, and they have some decent damage inflicted buffs. You paired up with some good Future and Vegeta clan characters. You have 1, 2, 3, and then if you want to, this is a Vegeta clan, so they're actually getting the extra strike damage there as well. And then you also have Vegeta clan, and you also have Vegeta clan. So there's a lot more Vegeta clan there than there's Sun Fam. So this is one variant. The next variant here is if I take him out and then I put in yellow Gotenks here, and then you can go with that new free-to-play Goten. It's kind of more of like a Sun Fam setup here. Let's go here. And then who did I have in my C tier? Did I have these two in my C tier? Yes, I had them there. I still kept these characters here. I still kept them. I know that he gives a lot more support for like Gohans and Gokus, but they're just the best S and Z tier characters. Those Trunks there. Then for the B tier, I kept what's name there. So then I'm looking for a better. We have 2 yellows. We have a red. We have a blue, green, and then kind of here it kind of really doesn't matter who you put here in a sense. You go with another purple. You can go with another blue. Kind of could just put anybody in here in a sense. You want to kind of go with more of a Gohan character. Definitely, you can definitely do something like red. Oops. Oh, actually I have 6 characters. I'm tripping out. So yeah, you could definitely do a setup like this here. You see here at the end of the second turn, he heals his Gohans and gives support buffs here by 10, which is really nice. So you want to try to add like all the Gohans and stuff there. So you have like what? You have like 3 Gohans on this setup. So you could do a setup like this type of strike-based hybrid team in a sense. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the hybrid squad with strike-based one. Let's hop to the next team. Alright, so the next team is going to be Majin Buu Saga, but it's going to be blast-based. I was trying to really find a really like good strike-based variant of it, but me personally, I think the blast-based variant of Majin Buu Saga is more built, if that makes sense, with like the Z abilities and stuff compared to the strike-based. Because the strike-based is more of like you're going like basically Majin Buu Saiyans strike-based, while like the blast-based they actually have Z abilities for Majin Buu Saga and all that good stuff there. So this is really the setup. It's really a niche team. So if you don't really have all the characters, you're kind of out of luck in a sense, but not really. So let me explain why. So first, in terms of like our S tiers, we have the green Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. He's actually not bad. He has reduction of damage and 60 damage. So the first 3 turns he's doing pretty decent. It's just that last turn he's just gonna flop. Basically like the whole Gotenks Super Saiyan 3 form. So he's our S tier, and then if you do have Tien, he's gonna be your 2 S tiers for the for this team. There is no other good S tiers. I try to look, and none of them really catches my eye. If you want to try to force and rock like this Buhan here, this old one, you can, but I just don't think he's going to get the job done. You're already kind of pushing it with the Gotenks, so I'd rather just have these 2 as your S tiers. And then other than that, we start building the team. Now, A tier, I actually put the Zenkai Evil Buu just because I used them and he actually performed really well. He doesn't buff the Majin Buu Saga with his Z ability, but since everybody else does, it kind of doesn't really hurt in the sense to have like one character not buff Majin Buu Saga while everybody else does. So I feel like he deserves an exception there. He performs pretty good. 2 powerhouse blues. I think you can do that, especially since he's an A tier. That's really good as well. In terms of my red, I definitely add in red Buhan. Like I said, this is a really niche team. There really isn't no good other blast-based Majin Buu Saga characters to replace him with. Like you have Shin here, but I think Shin is more on the strike base. He is more blast. You know that, but he is C tier. You could replace Buhan with him. We only use 1 C tier character, so you guys are pretty flexible in who you want to add in as your last C tier character. We only have 1, so if you do have Shin higher, you could definitely add him in there. He's probably going to have great support depending on what he does and all that good stuff. I know he has a can't attack, and he does heal his allies and range up top by 2% and everything. So if you don't have Buhan really high, you want to add in another C tier, you can definitely add in Shin for sure. You definitely can do that. Next after that, in terms of the purple, I added in Super Boo just because he's the A tier purple blast base. He gives support. I think he does double defense. He does the can attack thing as well. You can't go wrong with it. So I definitely think he deserves to be in the spot. He actually has really high key recovery too. So he is usually one of the characters that attacks first as well. Same with this Buhan here, Super Boo, Buhan, and then you have Super Boo. And then, as I said, my C tier character is Ultimate Gohan. He just like he's just him, you know, like all the Gohan characters, nice debuffing to the enemies and stuff. There, he has an ultimate card and blue card. Can't go wrong with it. I definitely think deserve that he should be a one of my C tier characters. I think he has to give support buffs to his allies. Am I tripping? Yep, like he restores allies' health by 2, which, you know, when he cover changes and stuff. So if he does have to cover change for some attacks, he does some nice stuff there. And in terms of my other green, I added Pui Pui, right? HP buffer, he gives support buffs. He's a free-to-play character. Really nice. And then he can get a blue card on his special activation. So if his health is low, he gets the guaranteed blue. But I mean, as you start mowing down the enemies, he starts getting stronger with his blue card damage and stuff, which is really nice, bro. He gives support allies, high key recovery, HP buffer. Really like him a ton. I think he's stable. Now, in terms of the yellow, free to play 18. I mean, blast based. He's healing the teams. He gives support to the teams. He debuffs the enemies, key recovery, and all that good stuff there. I mean, I think she's probably the best yellow Majin Buu saga. She might be really the only one that kind of prioritizes blast more compared to the other ones here. Maybe this guy, but yeah, he's melee, and all the other ones are strike based stuff as well. So have yellow 18 in there. And then who was my last character? Is that all of them? Did I name all of them? Yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of the Majin Buu saga, it's really difficult in terms of replacements because this is more of the blast base. In terms of your blues, if you don't have Majin Buu, you can definitely go with Buu tanks. Like I said, you're definitely more flexible in terms of adding in another C tier option like Kid Buu. Kid Buu is pretty cracked. If you want another green, maybe you want to do 3 greens. I don't think so. You could replace him with Kid Buu, add in that. You can switch him out and add in this, and then maybe go back to the A tier spot and then add in Buu, something like that. In terms of the purples, it's just a really niche team, so it's not really going to have a lot of replacements. But if you do have the team, it should do pretty well. So let's hop into the next team. All right, next we got like blast base GT in a sense. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a strike based team out of it, but I think the blast base team is pretty solid here. In terms of the backups, we got red Oob, and then we also got the yellow Vegeta. I think they're probably one of the better SZ tier GT characters in my opinion. Any other characters, I probably do like this blue Shenron and maybe this purple Super 17. I mean, I think they're decent enough as well. This green baby is also not bad. He's decent. He's okay, but I feel like he's a super niche in terms of like he gotta face a Goku to get this, or he's facing a Vegeta, he gets this, and all that. But I know he gives support buffs and he heals and stuff, so not a bad option. But I feel like these are the best two. Now I'll try to build a blast base. So I do have Super Baby 2 as my main C tier character, and when it comes to this, the second C tier character, kind of you can switch this up a little bit. I kind of have like 3 C tier characters in mind, more of the blast base, or you have 4 in mind in terms of the blast base of GT here. So one, I have Omega Shenron, right? The new LF Omega Shenron. If you main GT, you should have him. And then I also have this Zenkai EX one, just because he's gonna get he's gonna get Zenkai buff by Super Baby 2, which is really nice. And then in terms of my purple, I added in purple 17. He's really like the only purple blast base in a sense that's out of the C tier spot. He gives nice supports based on where he's positioned and stuff. So I positioned him to the left of Super Baby 2 while he's getting killed. He's gonna support him, Omega, and then the red Goku here. And then in terms of my yellow, I wanted another secondary yellow, so I added in Zenkai Shin. Not a bad character. It just sucks that he's kind of gated in terms of if his health is at a certain spot. So it might not be bad if he kind of soaks up all the damage, so he can get that extra little buffs and stuff, and then you can heal him back up with Super Baby 2. And then in terms of the red, I have the red GT Goku in there. I kind of like him a little bit more than the Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. He just has better stats and, in my opinion, nice debuffs as well. But if you do want to replace him, you can do the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Like I said, I have different variants of this team. So this is one variant in terms of the Blast Base GT. If you kind of want to switch it up with the C tier, you can have a variant where you take him out, and as your main Blast Base red, you can have Super 17. Then you can go to the B tier spot and then add in a green like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, or even the Baby Trunks. You could do a setup like that, right? I also have another setup where you can go down and keep, say, either one of the greens there. You take him out. You put in that red Blast Base Goku here. You take out Shin, and then you put in a character like Rage Trunks. I'm not Rage Trunks, Rage Shenron. Nice support here. He also has the can't attack things as well, which is really nice. You see his out, like you see, like he literally creates an S. Like that's sick, bro. Like, so if you want to add him, shoot, my goodness, add him here. He's basically gonna support like everyone across this line. So if you want to put like people like this in a sense, or actually let's do this. This might be a little bit better. Yeah, this might be a little bit better. And then, because he creates an S, right? He creates an S. You probably could put him here so everyone can get a support buff. You can do something like that, right? Have Shin there. And then what other variants did I see? You can also have one where maybe you take out maybe this and you just do double purples. And then this is like your only yellow on the team. You can do a setup like that as well. Multiple kind of like options for like the Blast Base. Me personally, I kind of like the this one here where you have Rage, and then I think, I don't remember who I put in here on this left side. I think I did this. I think I took him out, and I think I put somebody else. I forgot who I actually put. Was it Rage? I think it's Zenkai Shin. I think he was B tier. So you have multiple options with the Blast Base of GT here. So let's hop into let's see if I can make the Strike Base one. If not, let's hop into another team. Alright, next we got Strike Base GT. So I feel like this might, I kept the same backups, bro. I really feel like these are just the best backups for them. I'm not really the biggest fan of this Super Baby 2, but if you know, people be rocking them, but I just not really the biggest fan, in my opinion. But if you want to use them, you can. But I'd rather just stick out with the yellow Vegeta in the Oob in a sense. You could add in this Shin here. He gives nice support for the whole GT team if you want. Not bad. He also has some type of reduction, so you can't go wrong with Shin either. This EX Shin, you can. But I'd rather just rock these two for, you know, for my sake. I'm just gonna do that. He also Zenkai buffs yellow GT, so if you rock them in the pan together, he gets the Zenkai buff to pan. So irreplaceable is Super Baby 2. But for the Strike Base, in terms of the C tier, I decided to go with Zenkai Omega, just because I just wanted a stronger red on the team, just in case you might have a lower star Majub on this setup. So I wanted to have a stronger red. Does he Zenkai buff red GT? Or yeah, he Zenkai buff red GT. So if they are matched together, if you rock both of them at the same time, he's going to Zenkai buff that Oob, which is really nice. So I decided to have him as, I actually have 3 C tier characters. I actually just realized that. My goodness. I actually just realized that. Actually, yeah, we're gonna have to take him out and let's put Red Goku in there. Decent enough. He's solid enough. So did not realize I had 3 C tier characters. So I decided to go with the Tag 4 as my main green. You could definitely go with G4. I don't have Ultra Goku Gogeta 4. I don't have UG4, so he's in C tier as well. In terms of my purple, since I don't want to go with 3 C tiers, you can definitely add in the purple Zenkai Goku there. He's pretty much the best Strike Base purple on the team that's not out of the C tier boost, so I added him. And then in terms of my yellow, I went with the Pan Trunks Giru. I just think that they're just a lot better. You could definitely put and go with a yellow Super 17 here. I think I like him compared to the Nova. So if you want a higher yellow, you can go with the Super 17 free to play, or if you do have the Pangiru Trunks unit, you can do that, or you can just go with Shin as well. Other than that, let me see. In terms of the blue, I decided to go with EX Omega just because I feel like he's just the best blue. But if you want to go with more of a strike-based blue, you can go with Pan. The only problem is that Pan just doesn't buff with the ZT with her Z ability. She does girls and Sun Fan. But if you want to go more strike-based side, you can definitely do this as well. But why not? You know, I mean, I'd rather just add in Omega, the EX one. I have a higher, it's more comfortable. But if you want to go strike base, you can definitely do Pan as well. They're gonna get Zenkai buff, so she's gonna get double Zenkai buff, and then he's gonna get Zenkai buff once. So you can definitely do that in terms of the strike base. I kind of like the blast base setup a little bit more. Feel like you have more variety than the strike one, especially since like your best green strike base, they're all kind of in the C tier spots. So yeah, I kind of built a GT strike base team. Let's see if I can build any other teams. Let's wrap this video up. Alright, next team we have is event exclusive, man. So let's get straight to it. So in terms of the S tier, this is more of a blast based event exclusive. I want to build with the metal cooler and this EX Raspberry. I think he's actually a really good blast based free to play character. You guys see here, you have certain spots he gives support to event exclusive Frieza Saga and Frieza Force. Nice blast damage there, and then he gives the blast Z ability. Can't go wrong with that. And then we also have Metal Cooler. Metal Cooler, I think he's one of the other better S tier event exclusive characters out of here. Pretty much, I think they're the best ones. So I decided to rock them two as my S tiers, and then let's go down to the other characters. Now for my C tier, I decided to go with Bulma because I really do like green DKP. And only time you will rock Bulma is if you have a free-to-play Goku or a free-to-play DB Saga or just a DB Saga character. You guys see at the end of each turn if there is a tag Goku or DB remaining, she restores her health by 2%. So if I'm using DKP, I'm like, shoot, I might as well use her, right? You're using one C tier character, so it's not going to really hurt. Put her in the middle, and then you also give support buffs to basically the top people in your row, which is really nice. Extra little 5 damage inflicted buffs, and I believe she gives cancels downgrades and stuff, so you can't go wrong with that. So if you're rocking the DKP, then rock her. If you don't, then you can have a setup where you take her out. I would recommend either rocking this blue Beerus here. I think he's more on the blast base side. Either the blue Beerus or this blue Broly here. If you want to replace this Bulma, and then say for example you rocking another green that's not DKP, or you just don't want to rock her because she's a C tier, you can add in. There's so many good green options on the free to play. You have if we go to the A tier spot, I think the free to play cooler is in the same, so really good here. You also have this B tier Vegeta here that I really like. I think he's more strike based, this Frieza. So you do have this TN as well that does the can't attack. So if you have other green options besides DKP, you also have other blue options like besides Bulma. Now in terms of the purple, is there really a lot of purple like blast based units for free to play? You have the Kefla here. Me personally, I really like the Boo because Boo just gives support buffs for his allies and everything. He has high key restore speed, so he usually attacks first in a sense. If you don't want him, then you can definitely do purple Kefla, but I'd rather put Red Ribbon Army Piccolo second behind Boo, Super Boo. Support and heals the allies and everything. You can't go wrong with that, so I'd rather put Red Ribbon Army Piccolo instead of Kefla second. And then I'll probably put Kefla third because he's blast based purple, decent enough. In terms of the yellow, I really do like the yellow 18 support, heal their allies. Can't go wrong with it, bro. Just can't go wrong with it at all. She stacks over time. In terms of the green here, I like Pui Pui, HP buffer, support for his allies as well. You can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. So that's why I like having Pui Pui in there as much as possible. In terms of the red, you have some other options with the red blast base. I don't know where's 18 at. 18 is here. There isn't really much different between them for real. I'm not gonna lie. In terms of the yellow 18 though, if you want another replacement, I think Perfect Form Cell is probably her second best because he has some type of support buffs for his allies and everything. And then you have the free to play first form cell here as a third option. Now in terms of the red, you have this red 18 here. I kind of like the Goku Black a little bit more because he kind of charges up his special move card pretty fast. Every time he lands a blast card, he builds it up. I believe start of second turn, his charge rate increases, which is really nice. So he has lots of ways of upping up his charge rate, which is really good. So I'm definitely going to add him up top. You can have 18 there, and then you could have free to play 21 as well, and then also this red Goku. Just so many options with the red. There's so many options just with event exclusive in terms of every color. You can't really go wrong with it. So this is a setup I kind of like a little bit more though, in my opinion. Let's hop into, I think I have 2 more teams or maybe like 1 more team left, and then I'm pretty much done. So yeah, let's hop into possibly the last team of this video. Alright, for my last team I have Blast-based movies. For my S tiers, I have the blue metal cooler and the red cooler. So you know, the regen and stuff. I mean, they just on a lot of teams, man. They're just on a lot of teams, man. That's why, bro. So relax on me, chill on me, man. But yeah, other than that, you guys could definitely rock purple Turles on here. You know, he has great survivability. Just the only thing is that I think he has really low key restore speed, but he's another good S tier blast-based movies character that I will probably put as well. So those are really like the main 3 S tiers. Any Z tier ones, I believe he's more strike based, right? Yeah, he's more on the strike base. But if you want to add him as another one, you can. He also will get Zenkai buff by this cooler here, because green PO. So is he actually PO? No, right? Because he's from the movies. I don't think he's actually PO. So he's not actually gonna get Zenkai buff by the cooler actually. So scratch that. But you could add this Frieza as well as one of your high boost characters. So green Frieza, red cooler, metal cooler, and purple Turles there. In terms of your C tier, I decided to go with Fat Gotenks. Just like I said, the support he gives for his allies and everything, you can't go wrong with it. And also extra debuffs for the enemies. And then after that, so we saved this. You guys could definitely go back here and maybe add in another C tier character. So in terms of my other yellow, I went with Roshi because one, he gives HP. He's more on the blast based side of things. And then he also has an ultimate card, which is really nice. And he also has a high special move charge rate, so he can get that blue card. You guys know off his regular kit, he spams blue cards like crazy. And he also gives some type of healing to himself, and he also gives support buff for the people up top. So purple Piccolo and Gotenks are going to get some type of support from him from the bottom there. But if you do want to replace them, you can maybe take them out, add in maybe the Gammas on the team. You could definitely do that. Add in 2 C tier characters there. Maybe you want maybe a stronger green. Maybe you add in this Gogeta because he's more blast based. Maybe you want a stronger purple. Maybe you want to add double purple. Maybe you want double Piccolos, double purple Piccolos, double purple Power Awakening Piccolos. My goodness, so many P's, bro. 2 player. All right, anyways, let's go here. So like you kind of have some flexibility with this team where you can go with the Piccolo, maybe you go with Gogeta here, you know, whoever you want to choose on there. So I'm gonna just leave it as Roshi. Say if you do have Roshi, giving HP for the team and stuff, you can't go wrong with that. So let's go there. In terms of his replacements with the yellows, pretty much yellow Gammas in a sense for the blast base. Now for this green cooler is just really good. He's in the A tier spot. You can't go wrong with that. Really nice, really good character. If you want some other blast based greens, you have Gamma 1. You have Final Form Cooler here, and you also have Magenta here as well. I think those are really good green blast based units for movies. And then in terms of the blue movies, blast base, I kind of went with the free to play Broly. I feel like he's kind of like one of the better blue blast based. A lot of these other characters are strike based blues like Beast and Zenkai, LF Broly, and Ultra Janemba. So he doesn't really have that much comp in terms of the blast based side. So I decided to add him in there. I think this Broly's defensive type, so he's really one of the only blue good blast base movies units. Besides, you do have Cooler up there. That's the S tier spot. So you could add in this Gohan. But I like the blue Broly a little bit more than the Gohan. He's more niche against extra POs and stuff. I kind of like this Broly's kit a little bit more than the Gohan. Yes, he heals himself and all that stuff. So I think he's just a better blue blast base. In terms of the red, you can go with red DBS Frieza. Really good unit. I think he's in the B tier, if I'm not mistaken. Is he B tier or he's A tier? I think he's A tier. Yeah, he's A tier. He's A tier. If you don't have him, I actually was thinking about picking somebody else up. I don't remember who I was going to pick over him. Yeah, if you do have this Piccolo Goku, you can definitely rock them. It's just that you have too many B tier characters, so I decided to go with an A tier and just rock DBS Frieza. And I know a lot of you guys ain't summoned for them, so you can definitely do that as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it with the video. Multiple teams. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. You guys know I'm gonna rock regen. Right, I'm gonna rock this regen setup here and take them out. Or no, actually force these units in. So yeah, this is gonna be my setup. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and rough man, I'm out. Peace.